Well, we're getting you ready for Cuse in Western Michigan this weekend. Brian Higgins, Airon Servais, and let's go back to last Saturday night. You guys run out of the tunnel. What is that moment like when you got 50,000 people welcoming you?
Yeah, it was incredible. You know, that's the biggest dome crowd that I've been a part of, so it was really cool to have that many people there and hear the noise that everybody was able to make.
One of the top 5 biggest dome crowds of all time, so the biggest for many in that building. How does it help you when all those people are there and behind you on a game day like that?
Yeah, you know, from an on-field standpoint, it's a huge advantage for us. You know, especially when the opposing offense is on the field. You know, it's harder for them to get signals out and get their cadence set and everything like that. So it's a big advantage for us.
Obviously, the game and the result didn't go the way you'd like to. But what was it like? You're battling the #1 team in the country. You're in the game for a while. How hard is it in games like that when you need everything to go perfect in a way, and then you had some of those possessions where short field and doesn't quite work out the way you want?
I mean, as a competitor, you got to love those matchups. I mean, it's you got to bring your best when you're going against teams like that, and you know when you're there to compete, you know that's what you look for. You want to be able to go against the best competitor that you can. So you bring your own A game. So you know from that aspect, it's really fun to play teams like that, just because you know you get to kind of compete against that top level and really see what you're made of.
All right, let's talk offensive line for a bit. When last we talked, you were the starting left tackle. Sam Heckel gets hurt. You're back to center. Carlos goes from right tackle to left tackle. Ryan Alexander's in there, and you know how it went. What's the communication like? It's obviously tough when it's shuffling around. It's been the same group here. But how do you guys come together where besides you and Evan Adams, it's a new group of playing together?
Yeah, well, I mean, as a group, we're all really close together. You know, this is one of the closest O-line rooms that I've been a part of while being here. You know, so from that aspect, it just really helps us on the field. And then, you know, from an on-field standpoint, you know, Coach Cav has been coaching us. You know, that versatility kind of aspect, you know, in the spring and in camp we did it too. So from that aspect, you know, we're a little bit prepared for you know, things to happen. And so it makes the shuffling around a lot easier.
Against Clemson, obviously, both with talent on the other side of the ball and the scheme that was coming at you, that's as challenging as it'll probably be all year. How do you work through that? Because it was a tough night at the office in many ways. How do you work through that and learn from that going forward?
Yeah, it's just important that we're able to get into the film room and break down the film, and we did that. And it's important that we learn from our mistakes and we work on that this week so it doesn't happen again next week.
Attention to detail is so huge for Coach Babers, I know, and is in the game of football in many ways. He brought you guys back out on the field after the game, did the alma mater again and all that. How does that play into what you're talking about the specifics and on the field of something as seemingly as small as that, but as important to the big picture?
Yeah, it's really important. I think it's a big character thing that, you know, Coach Babers taught us there. It's you know, he says that, you know, he's not only here to teach us about football, he's here to teach us how to be, you know, men and better brothers, better husbands, better sons, things like that. So I think it was really important that we're able to go back out there and do that.
3 weeks in here, is it weird to think that in many ways you played your hardest game already? Not that it's easy from here on out, but you know #1's not staring down the barrel at you from here on out.
Yeah, I think it's nice that we're able to get that kind of level of competition just because, you know, we know what level we have to play at now, and we feel we didn't reach that level, you know, this past weekend. So, you know, we've got some goals ahead of us.
You were in a bit of a shootout with Western Michigan last year in the season opener. Knowing they scored 57 last week, what does that put in the minds of the offense of what you guys need to go out and accomplish this week?
Yeah, we just got to lock in. You know, like you said earlier, it's all about the details and fixing our mistakes from last week so they don't happen again, and really just locking in and doing everything that we need to do in order to get the win.
And lastly, Airon, I'm curious. There was so much going on last week with sellout, #1, the dome, whatever you want to say. Anything was happening last week. This week you guys have a football game on Saturday, and it's as simple as that. How do those two things clash with each other, I guess, in your lead up to the game?
You know, I think it's good that you know, there isn't so much hype anymore. You know, we're able to really focus in, and you know, some of that stuff can become a distraction, especially for guys that aren't used to it. So I think that it's good that we're really able to lock into football and play the game.
All right, Airon, enjoy it this week.
Thank you very much.
Airon Servais, we'll see him out there on Saturday.